3, 2.
Welcome to Outsiders Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Woodall, and we haven't been here for very long. And to my left,
We've been here for an hour. I've been here an hour and a half.
I got here 20 minutes ago.
I'm Bryce Armstrong. Yes, you did. Welcome. We're late because of Andrew.
Yes.
Oh, and to my
to
left.
his-
There you go.
Sorry.
I was waiting for the
Sorry.
to my left.
Sorry. So to my left.
Andrew McKinley to Bryce's left. And then to Andrew McKinley's left.
Brett Welty to my left.
Jim Cole. And to my left.
Brandon Woodall,
Back at
to
him.
my left.
Got him.
Oh, should we
Someone throw a reverse card.
should we do updates or no? You want to
Short.
update people's lives?
Short.
Okay, I'll go last.
Short.
Does anybody have anything going on?
Hey, Bryce, you first.
I don't have anything going on.
Go first. You first.
I've been really reflecting on how horrible my pride is and how much of a sinner I am.
Absolutely, man.
If you want to get deep, real quick.
There's a top.
real
Hey,
quick.
that
Give him a
could-
minute to breathe before you
Hey.
drop on there, Andrew.
Hey, that could
I've been praying for you for years, brother.
that could be that might just be the topic for today.
It's not, but
Wait,
is it? Wait, is it? I didn't read it.
Always
get on me.
Always confident, sometimes
My
right.
first
Brett
acting
Armstrong.
lesson.
That's so true, though. Wait, is that what we're talking about today?
Guess what segment 2 is?
Oh. Wait, is that really what we're talking
Yeah.
about today?
We're
Oh,
talking
great.
about sin.
Well,
Bryce is going to relate to tonight.
We really. That's the only reason I
am
wrote
I
it.
gonna cry
We
tonight?
all are.
No, maybe.
Yeah, I'm really. Yeah, no, we're all very well. We're all pretty prideful. Yep.
Right.
I don't know how prideful Jim is. I know the other four of us are very prideful. Oh, okay. The look on Jim's face is like, yeah. Okay, we're all very prideful.
It hurts my pride that you would think I'm so prideful.
Oh, you are. It's fine.
I pride myself in my humility.
What is pride?
Hey, now is not the time.
So anyway, that's what I've been doing lately is focusing on how horrible I am,
Wow.
which has been a great time. I've been cried a lot lately, and then my wife likes to let me know, hey, you should probably talk to your friends about this. Guess what I
And
haven't
he
done?
doesn't.
Guess what I haven't done still?
I wouldn't recommend doing it on microphones.
I mean, we could.
We are not doing it tonight.
This could make us a lot of listens. Confessions of a Teenage Bryce.
We're going to
First of all,
profit
I'm
off
34.
profit off your spiritual struggle.
Good idea.
We're gonna make money.
A lot of people do that.
That's true.
But
If you just want to talk about my crap, that's fine.
no, we don't.
Andrew, Andrew, how are you?
Yeah. So I'm the only person in this group right now who's moving to a new house.
Hey,
That is true.
That's true.
That is
Okay,
true.
It's I forgot
That's
that
true.
Brandon's already moved in. So Brandon also, I'm not gonna steal your stuff, but
you could.
yeah, we're getting ready to move. A couple weeks. Bought a house, sold a house.
My parents are moving in with you.
Yeah, we bought a duplex.
Yeah,
Nah,
make
we'll
sure you make that clear.
Yeah. No, yeah, Bryce's parents are renting a bedroom from us.
That's not true.
For those who don't know, I am married to Bryce's sister, so that's less weird. And we got a duplex, and they're going to live in the other half, so it's kind of nice because we got two baby girls who love their Gigi and Papa.
Yeah, my dad's got health issues, and you guys
Yeah,
can
so
help
and,
him.
and now he doesn't have to walk up 3 flights of stairs to an apartment.
39 stairs. I've heard it a million
That's rough.
times.
Now he's on the ground level the whole time.
One stair.
Yeah. So
One.
it'll be a fast 4 days of moving when everything hits all at once when we close.
I had vacation this past week, and all I did was help my sister pack.
Yeah.
I have boxes
So,
for you.
We got a storage unit. Oh yeah, you got some boxes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Give them to Andrew.
Yeah. Do you want?
Why'd we even buy boxes?
I got a ton.
You need more.
Yeah, I know.
I've got a lot more.
We
You
got.
may have.
We have so much stuff. Marie Kondo would be very disappointed.
You know, there's a.
I found that in your closet. That
arm right
that
there.
arm that Jim's using currently?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stole that from your house.
Jimmy, you have an arm.
Didn't it come with
A microphone? No.
like a pop guard or
It
something
did.
like that?
Oh, yeah. We're not using that.
All right.
It's over there.
But Jim pops.
So you knew you had one and you didn't bring it? all
yeah,
the
seriously.
time?
Wait, you knew that was in your closet?
I know once I saw the box, I was like, oh yeah.
Bro, how long has that been at your house?
How long have you been in the house?
We bought it from Five Below or something like
Not
that.
Five Below. You bought it from that bargain bin place
What's the
that
other
was,
one?
which is now the Ashley furniture store.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
place
the
Gordon.
where you kind of need gloves when you shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gordon.
It's 10 years. I don't know.
Wow.
But no, I had no idea it was there until after Brittany was like, "Hey, remember that thing?" I was like, Oh yeah.
You remember that? You remember why Jim's arm is in your closet?
It's actually a prosthetic attachment that I switch out sometimes.
Ooh,
Get me my gym arm.
Jim arm.
Very
I'm
nice
gonna
to
need my
see.
Jim arm.
It's for punching heathens.
Ooh, seems like a Jim thing.
It's
We
nice
should
to have-
probably move on to Brett before I say more dumb stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut half of this.
I've got
nonsense
nothing.
out.
I've got nothing to update you guys on.
nothing.
No, I don't really think I have anything.
How's basketball?
Okay. No, no, it's actually going great.
Okay.
I'm coaching my middle school daughter's basketball team. It's been really, really fun. I'm kicking myself because it's extra time that it's just busy. But there's some travel because it's a homeschool team, so you can't just play in Sioux City. You got to go all over, and it's been really fun. Though the girls are great actually, and they're fun. So it's just been busy, but nothing exciting in my life. Just busy.
Not sleeping.
Sleeps for the
I
week.
haven't done that in a long time.
Sleep. You can sleep when you're dead. No, I'm just kidding. I
That's
find ways.
what my basketball
sleep.
coach in high school told me.
Huh, I sleep more than you think.
Was that DeYoung?
Yeah.
Kevin?
Right.
Yeah. What?
Kevin?
I don't remember his first name. I don't know.
I got that joke.
Thank you. All right, moving on. Jim, anything?
It's a joke.
I'm finding that retirement can be kind of busy. I like busy. I find if I'm not busy, I get lost in my head.
That makes sense. I feel that. But when I am busy, I'm lost in my head. Mostly.
Can be.
Dark abyss. As Nietzsche would say. And that's what we're talking about today. Nietzsche.
You gonna give us an update before we go on?
I don't
It's
want
pronounced
to.
Nice-y.
Then don't.
I should. But
Just don't say anything that I have to edit out, please.
There's the silence.
it's going to be really hard. I'm just kidding. No. Yes, as Andrew said, we moved as well. And my gosh. It has been one thing after another. My sink clogged up, so I was manhandling it, and I slashed my thumb, and I had 5 stitches, and then after that, my waste pipe cracked at home, and then the plumber cut it, and all of the waste got all over my floor, and my truck's blown. And I feel like I should be giving you my debit card for this therapy session. One thing after another. Yeah. But it seems to have subsided some.
Since yesterday?
Yeah. Well, at least there's today.
Today was a good day.
I guess so.
As someone who trusts in God's providence, you can finally say, well, I'm glad that's over.
So it's been very testing. I figured out that instead of taking regular pain meds for my headaches, I was taking Tylenol PM.
During the day?
Yeah. And I thought I was sick.
Was the bottle just not marked well?
I
Or?
just didn't read it. They all look the same to me.
No way. You are kidding me.
And I've been falling asleep at work.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, man, there's something wrong with me. I'm sick.
You're lying.
There's something wrong in my body. Yes,
Yeah.
my mind. My anxiety.
Bro.
It's funny now. At the time,
Not funny, man. Yeah, that's scary.
That's terrifying, dude.
I was taking like 3 of these.
You were ODing on
At a
sleep
time?
meds.
500 milligrams a piece?
Yes, sir. Pain goes away right away. So
Well, it's because you fall asleep.
yeah,
Speaking of entering the abyss,
this is my
Man, I thought my life was
this is my life. Don't
Chemically,
you forget.
chemically induced abyss. That's
Hey,
nuts.
man. Hey, man, you make mistakes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, I don't read.
That is what that is. That was a mistake.
It's a mistake. This is a mistake.
Ironically, one of the biggest readers I've met in my life.
Me?
Can't read a bottle.
Well, I'm just when I'm in a rush, I'm in a rush. Just like I'm in a rush to hear Andrew's opening monologue.
Oh, your transition.
Perfect. I love it. I love it.
So we're gonna do a little Christmas trivia because as we're recording this, it is just a few days before Christmas.
I love it, and I can't wait to hear it in January.
I love
Yeah,
Christmas.
you guys,
Are you gonna ruin this for me?
y'all are gonna be
'Cause-
hearing about this in a month.
Yeah. you know how I feel about your corniness.
No, this is literally like a trivia about Christmas.
Oh, let's
Is
go,
it?
dude.
But
Let's go, dude.
but it's
man.
like
if
it's
good- if it's that
So you might expect us being like a Christian podcast that this would involve like the real reasons for Christmas, and it does not even a little bit. It's literally a quiz about things like all the commercialized Christmassy stuff and all the musicals and everything. So it's
Oh.
Let's see how American we
nothing
are.
to do with the Bible in this quiz. Just a heads up in case you were expecting something from us that made sense.
we still
No.
are funny.
Yeah. All right. So, right off the bat, the song Frosty the Snowman. What brings Frosty to life?
A hat.
Wow,
Magic.
Bro, I love Christmas.
dude, you got me. I was
A magic.
Like, that's
Specifically
magic
an old
hat.
silk hat.
Yeah.
But yeah, hat.
I
You
thought it
guys
was
got
the
it.
corncob pipe or the button nose.
I thought it was witchcraft.
No, corncob pipes make you a 4-star general.
Oh, it makes sense.
Oh.
A little,
Yeah.
little Douglas MacArthur action.
Oh,
I got that reference.
I hope you had
did.
4 stars. Otherwise, I did not make any sense there. All right. What Christmas decoration was originally made from strands of silver?
Tinsel.
That's right. Brett knows that. Bryce looked tired about that
No,
one. I'm not sure.
I did know the answer. I just in
You're
my head-
acting
I-
chill?
mentally, I'm like, I'm gonna give him a minute to try and answer. I don't want to answer all. Of them.
Sure.
You should answer all.
See what you
All right.
got.
Let's get the name of the actor who played George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life.
I hate that movie. Sorry, don't know.
You love Christmas. You hate It's a Wonderful Life.
Hate that movie.
Jimmy Stewart.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a hot take.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Gremlins during Christmas.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yep.
Specifically, Die Hard 3 for Bryce.
I'm Samuel Jackson.
No, the first one, maybe the second one. Not
Is the third one even based at Christmas?
I don't remember
It's
the
in Los
third one
Angeles.
very well.
It'd be warm. All right. Okay.
Go on.
Yep.
People are just shouting at their cars like, everybody knows Die Hard 3 is at Christmas.
Yeah, they're all telling.
I do that when I listen to podcasts. I'm like, they should know the answer to that.
I just talk with them like I'm there with them.
That's
I
right.
just need everyone to realize that is listening to this. It is 10 o'clock at night, and we're not firing on all cylinders.
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
I only have one cylinder.
I slept in.
I went to bed at 2 and
So you're
woke up at
firing
7.
on all of them.
I am always.
So
I got more sleep than you. It doesn't happen often.
yeah.
Cool. All right. What recent, and by recent, this is like, 20 years old now, but this recent holiday fad, what spy hides around the house reporting back to Santa?
Elf on the
Up
shelf.
on the shelf.
This is gross, but easy to guess, I think. What Christmas
Fruit
beverage?
cake.
No, what beverage is also known as milk punch?
No.
Eggnog.
Or as my kids call it, eggnoggin.
I can't drink eggnog.
Terrible name for a drink, milk punch.
Milk.
I think that's great.
That is a.
I'm going to start calling it milk punch.
Seriously.
There are not many things that you can throw the word milk in front of, and it makes it more appetizing.
Punch would.
What are we having for dinner? Milk roast. Nope, that sounds terrible.
Milk toast.
Milk tacos.
Soggy toast.
Milk toast is a real thing.
What?
Yeah,
it's
it makes me sad that it exists, but it does. One of Santa's reindeer shares a name with a Roman god.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who is it?
Blitzen. I have no idea.
Rudolph.
Hang on. Comet. Cupid.
That's right.
Oh.
God of love. Wings, chubby face,
Bazing.
arrows,
Antlers.
antlers.
Corncob pipe.
He's a duck.
Which Christmas-themed ballet premiered in St.
Nutcracker.
Let me finish.
Peter Elliot Tchaikovsky.
Hey.
All right. Let's see. That one's no. That one's easy.
Yeah,
So?
these other ones have been so hard.
Yeah.
What's the name of the family featured in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Oh. Rhymes with Lizwald.
Are you looking at me?
Do you know it?
Yeah, it's Griswold.
It's what?
Isn't it?
Say the whole name. Start with the right letter.
Yeah, ain't no one getting rizzed in here, Bryce. Maybe Gen Z. Griswold. It's Griswold.
Griswold. Oh,
Gris-
yeah.
G
Sorry.
Riz.
I'm so sorry. I'm
G
editing
Riz.
myself out of that one.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I don't know anything.
What? What popular catchphrase
don't?
used during the holidays was made
Merry Christmas.
famous by A Christmas Carol?
Wait, what? I'm sorry. Ask a question.
Yeah. All right. So from the story A Christmas Carol
Oh,
of Scrooge,
Yep.
what popular phrase used during the holidays came out of that story?
Bah humbug.
That's right.
That was actually a guess.
Bah humbug.
Okay.
Ebenezer Scrooge was the guy that
I don't know why you
said
keep like just staring into my soul.
because you're across the soul, you're across the table from me, across the souls.
Yeah, across the
This is the abyss.
All right. This cartoon character's name is used to indicate a small, thin, or undesirable Christmas tree.
Charlie Brown.
That's right.
What?
Which
Charlie Brown Christmas tree? Because he hangs an ornament on it, and it.
it looks kind of sad.
Yeah.
Oh, I must not have understood the question. Okay, continue.
Which song was initially condemned by the Roman Catholic Church? There's a Christmas song. I won't say
Jingle bells.
Oh, everybody knows this.
Santa baby.
No.
let's say
It's
because
the
it
baby.
allegedly portrayed adultery.
Santa baby.
Is it Baby It's Cold Outside? No?
Is it?
Old
Well,
song?
if you're saying
Yeah,
Catholic,
older than that?
less old than that.
Less old than
okay.
Younger than that. It's a younger song.
I was thinking Mary Did You Know,
No.
which I think was
Older
a great
than that?
cut for a Catholic church.
Jackson 5?
What?
ABC?
Yeah, that's all I can think of with Jackson 5. Sorry. Try again.
Yeah, let me think.
It's I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
but it was actually the dad.
Yeah, but like I guess
Yeah.
the Pope at the time didn't catch that part of the song, so
Oh.
he's like, "No, Santa would never do that."
Santa's
daddy.
Because
because Santa's real.
Saint Nicholas is real.
Why would the Catholic Church be concerned about a secular song?
They went for it, man.
That's a great
At the
question.
time, they didn't have a lot to be mad about, so they
I guess not.
yeah. Pick your
Times have changed.
Sometimes you pick your battles wrong.
He needs a life.
All right. In the claymation Christmas television special Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, what is the name of Rudolph's girlfriend?
I don't know. That's it's not a great one. Sorry.
Barb
Brenda.
Smlitzen.
I didn't know he had a girlfriend, just to be 100% honest with you. I've seen that maybe
It's a
one.
female. It's a female.
Rita.
It's a girl name.
Cassandra.
You're getting actually closer.
Am I serious?
Not right on.
Kendra.
Kristen.
Cornelia.
No.
How many times are we
You've
going to
got
guess
the right.
before
You've got the right first letter. I was seeing if we had.
I
any
don't- I don't have
action
it. No,
from
I don't
over
have
here.
it. I don't
It's Clarice.
Oh,
Wow,
wow.
it's not. That's
Yes,
from
it is.
Hannibal Lecter.
I was going to say the
Hello,
next time it was
Clarice.
used in Silence of the Lamb.
You could have said that, and I would have gotten it.
Hello, Clarice.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Kian.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Which science fiction franchise had its own holiday TV special in 1978?
Everybody knows that's Star Wars.
These guys did not know that.
I did not know that.
They're babies.
1978.
Yeah.
I was born much later. Also,
Yeah, but of everyone at the table, I like Star Wars the least. Except for maybe Jim. I don't know.
Jim, do you like Star Wars?
I have no opinion.
Okay.
I don't know how to feel about that. Okay.
It's
Got
neither here
big
nor
feelings there, Bryce. Big feelings about Star Wars.
The song "Oh Christmas Tree," pretty famous Christmas carol. What is the German title?
there. Oh, Potterbaum.
Very close.
Seriously?
Oh, Tenenbaum.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like the Royal Tenenbaum.
Yes.
The Royal Christmas trees.
That show. Their name is literally the
Really?
Christmas trees.
Dude, let me just tell you something. I just realized I just made it up right now.
Did you really?
Well, I mean, I when you said Tenenbaum, I thought Royal Tenenbaum. So come on, we're ruining our minute.
Real
Go.
movie. The reserve forces for this branch of the U.S. military is in charge of Toys for Tots.
Army. No. It's,
Marines.
That's right.
yeah.
Right.
I as it came out of my mouth, I knew I was wrong.
The
You should do
first-
that more often.
The first artificial Christmas
It's not gonna
tree
happen.
was made in the 19th century by using the feathers of what bird?
A goose.
You're right.
I guess.
I don't think he knew that.
I didn't.
In North America, what are reindeer called?
Elk.
Reindeer.
Mhm.
Rain. That's my answer.
No.
You said in North America.
Yeah.
This is North America. I
Yes.
live here. It's reindeer.
No.
I don't know.
Antelope.
Cantaloupe.
Yes.
Rock melon.
Caribou.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, caribou are the reindeer. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Reindeer coffee.
You got 20 seconds.
Ew.
This is this Christmas song by Bing Crosby was the best-selling single ever.
Ever?
What is it?
White Christmas.
That's right.
Ever?
Ever. Yeah.
I don't like that song, but I knew it was very, very popular.
I'm dreaming.
That sounds like a great way to stop this segment.
Anyway, talking about whatever Brandon prepared.
Hey.
Because we all know I didn't read it.
That's okay. I didn't want to read it.
That was my transition.
Was
just
it?
as good as yours.
Because your transition was sinful.
Oh, boy. I like that we're in this thing and it says
Yeah.
anonymous jackalope.
I know. Who is that?
Andrew.
Oh, is it? Okay. That's awesome. I was wondering, like, who's festive?
Did
No.
you pick your jackalope?
Should I sign in?
You don't have to.
Anonymous.
I'm not gonna.
jackalope.
I'm not gonna.
It's you.
All right, what do we
I need a
doing?
good transition.
Now there's a raccoon in here. My ADHD is bad. I'm sorry.
That's a great transition, Bryce. Let's talk about the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah. We had talked about doing this topic a while
Years
ago,
ago.
wasn't it? It was a while ago.
First
We-
studio. First studio.
Yeah.
First studio.
We decided to
Wait,
go
that
with
studio?
your house.
No, your house.
That wasn't the first studio. First studio was there.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no,
yes.
no.
Yes.
That was the
We
first.
did it
studio.
here first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bedroom.
We were
I
in
don't
that bedroom.
think I
first.
was here for that yet.
You were not. It was our
Oh.
first episode.
Oh.
And then second episode, we were like, we need to invite Andrew. And
Right.
so we did. Well, actually, that's not true. Technically, third. It was you and two, and then us three.
Yep.
and us
Yeah.
four.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it was here. I thought we came here after you moved.
I was here.
Oh man. Well, anyway, then we decided to go with the fruit of the spirit. We never finished that either. So those people that are listening from 3 years ago are like, "What are the rest of them?" So let's start this
How
one.
could we find out without you telling?
Read a book.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So let's finish this one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We've got a long time. We're got a long time. But we're going to talk on the 7 deadly sins. Dun, dun, dun. And the 7 deadly sins, they originated here with the traditional 7 deadly sins, as portrayed in Dante's Inferno, include pride, envy, anger, sloth, greed, gluttony, and lust. Although the list has gone through various iterations in the Christian liturgy, its foundations are more of an archetype than religious history. And so, after all the 7 deadly sins, they're not all mentioned grouped together. They were in an article from 1941 in the Harvard Theological Review. You don't have this in your notes.
Dude, I was seriously
Nope,
I'm
you're
like,
good.
what are you reading? I'm so lost.
No, the concept of these sins, they had been previously tied to 7 different planets, which is strange. And they have they've gone through different iterations. There was 8 at one point in time, but Pope Gregory the First condensed them down to 7. But that came from the writings of Evagrius Ponticus, and he influenced Pope Gregory the First to come to his own list. And I think what I have read, so all these sins, they lead to even more detriment to our souls and to everything that we are trying, like all the virtues that we're trying to live through and live by. And so what I wanted to do is go through a micro look at each of these sins and how they affect us personally, how they affect our small group around us, and how they can affect globally. So we're going to dive deep into these ideas and see how lust has shifted the culture to where it is today, or greed, or gluttony, or any of these, pride, all of it. And we're going to dive deep. We might hit I'm hoping we're not going to be offensive, but we might hit a nerve with people. And I'm forewarning you that it could, it'll offend. There's probably things that we'll be studying and getting into that might offend myself, because I know of the sins that I struggle with. And hopefully it would cause you to be introspective and to think about the actions that you do. And so, if you guys, before we dump in, let's probably dive in to
Or jumping.
we dump jump
Are we
right in
doing
the
all
jump.
7?
No, I'm gonna do like a quick overview. It's not
Jumped
gonna
up
be.
dive.
It's, we're gonna have each. So we're gonna do a quick overview tonight, and then the next time we get together, we're gonna do each sin. And we're gonna break it all down. We're gonna think about it. We're gonna talk about it and discuss, and hopefully get you guys to think about it and look inward. But before we get into those, any thoughts from you guys?
Yes. So we're not Catholic.
No, we are not.
So why are we doing the 7 deadly sins?
For me, reading the 7 deadly sins, I feel like they hit a chord within myself, and I feel like they hit a chord culturally. And I think they have a long time, for thousands of years. But these 7 sins can open the door to even more sins under the umbrella of those sins. And so I think discussing these and getting a good view of what we struggle with can point us to repentance and can point us to confession to one another and to bear each other's burdens with these sins. But I think we need to know our enemy. And the enemy is the devil, obviously, the world, the flesh, the devil. But they have repercussions. There's things that we do that we invite into our heart, into our lives, and that we need to confront. And I think it's good to have words and have categories for understanding that, for what sin is. And sin takes on a lot of different masks and a lot of different faces. So that's a big reason.
Yes, and that's not to be combative. It's more just to say, if you're listening to this and you see the title of the episode, you're thinking, why would they do something like that?
And 7 deadly sins, people recognize.
Right.
They recognize that title.
It's a literary device,
Yeah.
right? It's not,
Yeah.
and that's what we'd want all of our listeners to think about. One, we are part of a very long faith tradition.
Yep.
And just because before the 1600s all church theologians were Catholic doesn't mean that everything they said was garbage.
Right.
So I think we do want to recover what is good from historical theology. When I was looking this up, I didn't realize that Thomas Aquinas, who they say is probably, he's like the linchpin between, you got the church fathers, you've got Augustine, and then you've got Martin Luther, John Calvin in the 1500s that kind of bring theology back. The guy in the middle is Thomas Aquinas. He used them in his major work. And so we have a long history of basically trying to categorize sin, and this is theology. It's taking things and putting them in categories to help systematically think about our faith. So though we don't see the 7 deadly sins in an order in a book of the Bible, we're using them as a device to be thinking about sin. And what I like about the 7 deadly sins is they are all internal sins that you have to deal with yourself. Not all of these are guaranteed to manifest themselves outside of yourself. Like pride, you can hide pride.
Yeah.
But if you have it, it's still a sin that will kill you. So I like that we're talking about these because there's 7 sins that they start internally and they do have fruit, but we need to start by getting to the root of them. And there's plenty of scripture for each of the 7 deadly sins to warrant why we would talk about each of them in their category.
So you're saying some of these you won't get arrested for, basically. It's like there's not like real world
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
repercussions.
I mean,
Always.
Agreed.
Possible.
I would say some of them you will, but like,
Yeah.
Plus,
there's going to be.
there's definitely some that could have.
they'll all become something worse.
Yeah.
Or can be.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So-
There's always a door that we can walk through that becomes worse from pride, or there's a door that can lead us to something really evil and icky from greed, and because greed can make us take advantage of others to get what we want, rather than being content, But we're gonna plow through these real quick, just an overview, and we're gonna try to. The next time we get together, the first topic we'll talk about is pride. But first, pride. So the definition of pride is an excessive belief in one's abilities, often leading to disdain for others. And God. And so the Bible verse was Proverbs 16:18, which pride goes before destruction and haughtiness before a fall. So the individual impact, it can fuel our arrogance, and it can alienate us from God and others, from our community. It can create division and competition and lack of unity. And nationally and globally, we see that it encourages systems of oppression, inequality, and conflict. So there's the first one. Thoughts.
Way too many.
Yeah,
Way
we're
too
gonna
many
stop
thoughts?
at thoughts there.
Yeah,
No, I know.
We're stuck there.
No, I know. If we can get a quick thought, just throw something out.
I mean,
real
this is
fast.
what I've been living literally for 2 weeks, so like I have way too many thoughts. So I'm just gonna save that for next time. But yeah, this is the tip of the iceberg is what you just wrote down.
Oh,
I would say the
Yes.
biggest thing to remember with all these is that they are first and primarily sins against the living God.
yep.
Right.
And so all of these
100%.
implications matter, but even if, and again, why these sins are so deadly, even if the sin doesn't show itself individually in your community or nationally, that doesn't mean that it still doesn't exist. So
Oh,
that's what we want to remember when we're
100%.
thinking about these sins.
Right.
This list is almost a description of our human condition.
Yes, that's very
I don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
universal.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I think in some level we're all dealing with pride,
Hmm.
and if you're not, you're showing your pride.
Exactly.
It's 100%. 100%.
100%. Well, I think putting words to these sins helps us to see it. It helps us to recognize it, because I think we live in an age where people say, "Well, what is sanctification?" Like, you say sanctification in a sentence, but then you think about it, like, do I know what that means?
Right.
Right? Like, I've said it for so long, and I've forgotten the definition. I forgot what it actually means. And so, like, for me going through these, I was like, oh, that's what this is. This is what I'm like, oh yeah, this is what this is. Or you recognize, oh, this definition has changed in our culture, like with pride. It has changed.
You're not going to be seeking to be repaired if you don't think you're broken.
Yeah. And so you're looking at, I'm like, oh, I forgot about this.
I would also say from an evangelism aspect, if you're listening to this and you are a believer, the vocabulary and what people know isn't stagnant. So just because maybe we grew up in a church or we grew up talking about greed and lust and pride, the world doesn't do that.
No,
it doesn't.
I mean, our culture, I mean, think about, I mean, being prideful. Is that a virtue or a vice in our culture? It's a virtue.
Yeah.
You know, being greedy, virtue or vice? Virtue.
Yeah.
You know, lust. I mean, is college not about conquesting the opposite sex? I mean, is that not now it's a virtue? It's how manly are you? I mean, every one of these vices has become a virtue in our culture. So we need to talk about it because it's completely flipped on its head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Point number 2, greed. So the definition of greed: an insatiable desire for material possessions or wealth. So the Bible verse would be Luke 12:15. Beware, guard against every kind of greed. Life is not measured by how much you own. So the impact for the individual would be it leads to dissatisfaction or idolatry of material wealth. Community, so our inner circle or just the people that we run into constantly, would be it encourages exploitation and neglect of the vulnerable. So that could be a city. You can see certain businesses or certain practices from local governments that kind of
I was going to say,
favor one. Favor
your
one.
job.
Yep, favor one over the other. And so then we go nationally and globally. So it drives economic inequality and environmental degradation. And so we're looking at these things that greed, and I think this kind of speaks to the current climate. We've had a certain assassination happen in the last couple of weeks of a healthcare CEO, and you're good. And to me, it seems to be there's a tension between the wealthy and everyone else at the moment, and I think we can feel that tension through the news or through just talk hearsay. But yeah, so greed can affect a lot when people want more wealth, want more things, and the what we call it in taking advantage of someone else to get that kind of wealth and that kind of money or whatever possession.
I think we're already going to see how these things tie to each other and
Yes.
stick to each other. One of the reasons that there's that much dissension, I'm not saying that there should be such a gap between people who have and people who don't, but it becomes things like murder when we have the pride of saying we deserve more than we have and that person has it.
Yeah.
And to compare what we have to somebody else is a pride thing already. And now we're already like smashing the first two together.
Yeah, 100%. Number 3, lust. So the definition of lust is an intense, unrestrained desire, often for sexual pleasure. And so the Bible verse would be 1 Corinthians 6:18. So run from sexual sin. No other sin so clearly affects the body as this one does. So the impact individually, it distorts our intimacy and leads to addiction or broken relationships. Community, it degrades respect for others and contributes to harmful cultural norms, which we see that all throughout our culture, and nationally and globally. So it fuels industries like pornography and sex trafficking. And this topic, I believe, will be hard to cover without being emotional.
Will be very difficult.
But we have to cover it. I feel like we have to cover it. And I feel like we need to hit it hard because we are told that exploring our sexual desires, like you said earlier, Brett, is a virtue and that this is who I am. But it's not.
Right.
It's not who we are. Where are we at here? Number 4 would be envy. So the definition of envy is resentment of others' blessings or successes. Proverbs 14:30 says a peaceful heart leads to a healthy body, but jealousy is like cancer in the bones. And so the impact on the individual, it breeds bitterness and lack of gratitude. The community, it creates tension and undermines trust. And and then nationally, globally, it would contribute to conflict and wars over resources or power. And so, again, individually, I feel this when someone gets a better job than I do, or someone gets an item that I've been so longing for to think that I deserve. So we're looking at the heart, but we're looking at how envy can corrupt and start wrath and anger into the world. And so we're going to be covering a lot of like these topics are big and bulky and heavy and like, but I believe that we have to cover them. We need to know our enemy. So number 5, gluttony. So the overindulgence to the point of waste, usually we put it with food and drink. And so do not carouse with drunkards or feast with gluttons, for they are on their way to poverty. So that's Proverbs 23:20 through 21. And so the impact on the individual, it leads to physical and spiritual decay. The community, it encourages overconsumption while others go hungry. Nationally and globally, it strains resources and exacerbates global hunger, which we see first world countries. We have too much food. I think there was a statistic that said a family unit usually per year can waste up to 1,000 or more pounds of food. And so,
I would
which is crazy.
say that's knowing my household, probably pretty
We
good.
just throw things away. Or the shelves are covered. And you go to a country in Africa who has no resources at all and are starving. And usually the pay grade's different. And they like rice and beans is usually the normal, maybe once a day, maybe. Average pay a day would be $2.50 a day, while we make
$4 a day.
$4. Yeah. Well, if he's like it, sometimes. But we make, say, $20 an hour. What's the average wage right now? It's like 15 to $20 an hour, something like that. So this gluttony is not just about food. It's overindulgence in anything that is becoming an idol.
I'd say including quality.
Yep.
There's a gluttony in believing that you need to have the newest or best version of something.
Yeah.
That was something that like stuck with me from Mere Christianity. C.S. Lewis was talking about how like it's not just about having enough. It's about like he used the example of like we only get these tea bags because they're the best, and I only want the best for my family, or I only get my cigars from this shop because this guy rolls them right. So it's something like that is a kind of gluttony that's not one we think about too often.
Yeah.
But
No, that's
We can talk about that more on the episode. But yeah.
that's a good one. So now number 6, we're at wrath. So the definition of wrath is intense anger that seeks vengeance. I have experienced that this week.
You have?
I have. So Psalm.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. But anyways,
He punched a pipe,
I punched my shower
Punch, shower.
just like Minecraft.
and I bruised my hand. But anyways, so Psalm 37:8. So stop being angry. Turn from your rage. Do not lose your temper. It only leads to harm. So the impact on the individual. It leads to poor decision making, and it can lead to broken relationships. Community, it fuels violence and discord. Nationally and globally, it drives wars. It can drive terrorism, and in cycles of retaliation. You did this to my leader of my military, so I will retaliate against you and take out more of your people. This is war talk. We're talking about war here. You might find out that I'm pretty anti-war, and this might come out in this. I won't make it I won't make it a big thing, but
You know there's war in the Bible, right?
I know there is.
God called for war?
But
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just
we'll get into it.
Okay.
I'm
Sometime
talking,
in 2026
I
when we
say-
get to it.
I'm talking about right now. Anyways, so yes, wrath, seeking anger, seeking vengeance that is not yours to seek and not yours to give. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Is his to give out.
Mm-hmm. That'll be a fun topic.
This will be interesting. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be I think some of these could be spicy, and it's going to be
Some of them.
not all of them, but
Bring your Tums, folks.
But no, so like I said, these are gonna be fun. They're gonna be heavy, but we're gonna give each other grace. We're gonna show, hopefully, lead you to the truth and not our personal opinions. I'm gonna point you to truth, right?
Yes. Yes, that is right.
That is
our goal.
a correct statement.
I like that he patted my leg.
It's going to be I think what will be interesting to talk through as a group is, so we live in a culture, we live in a time, we live in a place, and our culture, I've heard it said, our culture is like the water a fish swims in. So
Yeah.
like I read, like as you're reading some of this, I'm thinking, you know what? Some of this stuff, kind of what you're saying is like, well, not really the narrative that a capitalistic conservative American would use.
Yeah.
So, and the question then becomes, is that a personal preference about how I've grown up and what I believe about how government and economy and how life should work? Or is there a bigger biblical principle there that I'm missing and I'm allowing my culture to dictate to me how to read my Bible? So it'll be good to talk through stuff like that. Like I've always had a hard time with world hunger. I don't see that as necessarily a capitalistic failing, but is it? So we'll have to talk through all of that. Because as we were looking through some of these things, I thought, I agree with some of these things. But again, just like we live in such a hypersensitive age that even just using certain words can cause people to say, "Oh, what does Brandon mean by that? Is Brandon, what is he saying?"
Yes, I am woke.
That's not what I was implying.
No.
But unfortunately, we have to deal with that too.
Yeah,
Is that people will just want to put us in a camp,
of course.
when in reality we need to let's talk about what the Scripture says and what we can know. Let's know what we can't. Let's give grace
Yeah,
and see if we can't do our best to.
and I'm not. When we break these down deeper, I'm not coming in to try to prescribe something for people to do. That's not my job. My job is to look into what the Word says about wrath, sloth, greed, and to the best of our abilities.
No, we don't.
No, not yet. Sorry,
We haven't done sloth yet. You got to read sloth.
but
Bury the lead, bro.
But I
Don't
feel
be
like
lazy.
I know. Yeah. I feel like our job is to dig deep into the Word and do our darndest to present it clearly and to encourage people. I'm not a pastor. I'm not like we're not faith influencers by any means. We influence the people around us, but our goal is to seek truth and to seek peace and unity with one another. And sometimes that makes exposing something that maybe we looked over, or we haven't fully understood, or maybe that rubs us wrong. But if it's leading us to be more like Jesus, I feel like it's worth the tension, like that means that it's changing us. It's changing us to be better for the people around us, like our families or our friends or our coworkers or our bosses that probably they can irritate us, right? And so, or like just, yeah, and like worldly leaders, like we can look at politicians differently than what the narrative is telling us to look at our politicians, like see our politicians, or we can look a little bit further and see the lack that others might have around the world, so that maybe it can change the habits, some of the bad habits that we might have as well. So my hope, like I said, my goal for all of these is to hopefully point you to be more like Jesus and to see how he would handle these issues, not me, because I handle them badly. So, and I know I do.
So let's say stuff out loud wrongly until we correct ourselves enough to be saying stuff out loud the right way.
Until we put it through a Chat GPT filter. Jim, you were going to say something. I saw.
Yeah, I think it could, if we'll allow it, bring us to a place that recognizes that I don't have the answers to this. That I probably need to get with other people and talk about it. I probably need to pick up my Bible and read about it. I probably need to get with some sort of a fellowship of some kind where we can learn more about it, because I don't have the answers.
No.
But I could start to see myself in the midst of it, and that I'm maybe not as cool as I think I am.
Well, I mean, these sins are within us. So the further, if we're trying to dig into ourselves to get the right answers, the problem is we're going to find more of this.
Yeah.
And so we need external answers. We need Christ. We need His Word. We need to be told.
Yeah. All right, the last one, number 7, would be sloth.
The way that pride hits Bryce, sloth's going to hit me. Spirit animals like sea cucumber. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm trying.
I'm trouble, man.
I'm trying my best, but my best is not very much.
So sloth would be laziness or failure to act in the face of responsibility. Proverbs 13:4, lazy people want much but get little. But those who work hard will prosper. And that's not if you work harder, God will bless you more. It's different. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about
We'll talk about how to read Proverbs as we go.
Oh, yes, we will.
We'll fix your back problems by pulling on your foot.
So individually, it can hinder our personal growth and our spiritual maturity. As a community, it stifles collective progress and care for the needy. And nationally and globally, it leads to stagnation in addressing global challenges. Because we are all interconnected at the moment when it comes to global issues somehow. And it affects not just the people across the seas, but it affects us now. In our communities, there's our city in a way, so it doesn't grow, we stagnate. And we don't promote new businesses. There's a lot of issues that I think would be covered if we would do something, right? If we just say, okay, I want to do this, I want to make something, so like maybe the community will be a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, or we can help those that need a little bit more, because in Sioux City alone, we have an odd amount of homelessness, and from my eyes, it seems like our leadership's trying to push that out and not assist. But our leaders claim to be Christians, so there's a lot of there's a lot of issues here.
They're
You know what I'm
trying to
saying?
make it so that a Cracker Barrel will finally come to Sioux City.
Or a Costco. So it's like I'm just
That'd be nice.
I would take both. Gluttony. That's my jam. My jam.
no like I'm not. And like I said, I'm not trying to prod. I'm just looking at from what I see, and I could be completely wrong. I could be totally off base here. Like from what I just see, it's just like we want to mask a problem by pushing it out and not fixing the problem, kind of thing. And I think I think that's everywhere. I'm not just. I live here in the
sounds
Siouxland
lazy.
area. Yeah, I live in the Siouxland area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're starting to step into issues that aren't solvable. They're just not.
Yeah.
You'll always have the poor with you.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and you'll always, you can leave grapes behind so somebody else can come along and pick them so they have food, something to eat,
Yeah.
right? But that means they actually have to get up and go out into the field and pick it.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot. You're starting to pull into a lot of other issues that are always going to be there.
Yeah.
The question isn't what am the politicians or the leadership doing. The question is what am I doing?
Mhm.
And that's what this stuff hits on is where am I at? What am I wrestling with? What am
Yeah.
I overcoming
Yeah.
or trying to overcome?
Yeah.
Or am I slothful and not?
Yeah. Or just kind of giving up and just saying, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. This is
And
what I'm
these-
not going to do.
And these things do run into each other.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they
Oh.
collide.
It's hard to see
Yeah.
where some of them end and the others begin.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
just
It's not
gonna
a list, it's a web.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 100% right.
That's very good.
And we're just gonna be saying the whole time. Remember when we talked about this? This is exactly like. I mean, that's what
It's
we're
just
gonna
going to
be doing the whole
come
time.
back. We're going to just see how they're all intertwined with one. Like a
Mm-hmm.
sin is sin, right? It's not
Mhm.
the sin of this. It's just sin.
It's
And
literally
it takes
our
on
condition.
different faces. Yeah, it's our condition. It takes on different faces and masks. And like gluttony will come up a little bit more on a time period, or wrath, or pride, and it's like they all like they keep coming back up. And they come up in different waves.
It's almost like God is infinitely faceted with different names and different
Mhm.
characteristics and stuff. And so it's like the enemy in our story is trying to be that by being this blob that has different faces.
Yeah,
Except
he
it's
wanted to be God.
Except it's a nasty black blob
Yeah,
instead of
Why are you going to
Beautiful
talk
glory.
about what I look like?
Hmm?
So why you got to talk about what I look like?
So as we wrap it up, I want to say two things. One, I think we've successfully given the condition. I think now we can say, hey, now you know why we're covering it.
yeah,
I think it's going to be a very rich topic. One thing I want to say before we close is the answer is Christ.
yes,
So let us remember, because we're not going to be able to get to
100%.
all of this tonight. So as you're leaving this podcast, you might have heard these things. You might say, I feel like this is me. This is me. This could be me. I feel like I have these tendencies. The answer will not be, and here's the spoiler alert, do more, be better, try harder.
exactly.
We're not going to give you that. We're going to give you the truth of the scriptures, which says that if you call on the name of the Lord, you will be saved, and he will all. And then if you think of the Titus 2, where it says, the grace of the Lord God has appeared for salvation for all men, training them in godliness to live upright and self-controlled lives in this present age. So the grace that saves is the grace that sanctifies. So the same Christ that saves you is the same Christ that will train you and develop you and help you live a self-controlled, godly, and upright life in this present age. So the answer to 7 deadly sins is the risen, living Savior.
I was hoping it was going to be a pill.
Well, a little Ozempic for the sin.
Zempic?
Yeah,
GLP-1s for the gluttony.
Take this
Yep.
and diet and exercise.
He says that like he's been told that recently by a doctor.
If you watch
I've heard
TV, you've
I've
been
heard
told
that.
that.
Oh,
I've
you're-
heard that.
Take this and diet and exercise. Like,
You're sad?
Why don't-
Here's another pill.
And diet and exercise.
and diet.
Diet and exercise.
You know how many times I've been told that? Oh, you're sad. Oh, you should be working out.
Mm.
Okay. Maybe so, but
Easier said than done.
You know what makes me sad?
Working out.
Lifting weights. Yeah.
waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going and working out, that sounds horrible.
It does.
If you're at the gym
But-
when I am, you're gonna hear like the weights go up and then when they come back down.
No, yes, but yeah. Before we close, I'm gonna one sentence. While we go through these, I ask that you, the listener, that you would keep your mind open that you wouldn't close it off when you see the word lust come up. We're going to dive in. It's going to be murky. It's going to be hard.
It's gonna be awkward.
It's going to be awkward. Like, these are going to be awkward for all of us. So I ask you to keep an open mind, but I also ask you, read the Bible and let the Bible change you.
Yeah.
Like Jim says, like Jim has coined for us. Let the Bible change you. Let God change you.
Sounding so wise while saying so little.
Yes.
Hey, Walt Whitman said, he said, be curious, not judgmental. Let's walk into it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about Walt Whitman, but I know that he
That's
said
a good one.
Quote. Still a good quote.
Still a great quote.
Still a good quote.
All right. This has been Outsiders Podcast. We look forward to offending you with all of our topics. Just kidding.
With the truth of Christ.
We look forward to diving into this, and if you guys have, if you guys want to leave us ideas, comment, like, subscribe, share. We would love this to spread.
If you're on Spotify,
If you're on Spotify.
you can comment.
Yeah.
You can comment.
You can comment on Apple, dude.
You can?
Just
No,
in the comments.
clearly,
like reviews.
I obviously
We
listen
might
to,
or might not get it.
I obviously look at
But yes, we want to engage with you.
podcasts.
We want to engage with you. We want to get your opinions. We want to know what we're doing wrong, that we could do better. We want to know whatever you want to tell us.
If you have our phone number, just text
You don't
us.
have to do that.
true.
Please don't do that. Anyways, okay. Just kidding.
I'm going to text you
And if
later.
you're one of our wives, please listen to our podcast.
Please.
The fact that you said that on our podcast means nothing because they're not
Oh.
going to listen.
That's the joke, Bryce. Sorry, I overdrove the mic there for a second.
Yeah, you definitely peaked.
Yeah.
First
Sweet,
time.
man.
First time, long time.
All right.
Yep.
That's fine. All right, man. This has been Outsiders Podcast. See you shortly.
Bye.
We love you. Bye.